What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2025. This is episode number 42, and this is the episode we're going to be taking off in the Snowstorm. Actually, I think I started last episode the same exact way, but we were out of hydrogen, and we spent the entire episode looking for ice. But this episode, we're going to take off and find out what's among the stars. Although first, I want to head toward that little ice area with the AMG Snowstorm, because we were able to collect a little bit of ice, but not nearly as much as we're gonna need. So I'd like to actually bring the entire ship over toward the ice, and then we're also going to bring the Spievil with us in order to collect ice when we're there. Now, we only have about 7% hydrogen on the Snowstorm, which is not a lot, but 7% can take us pretty far considering we have a lot of large hydrogen tanks on there. So I'm thinking we should be good, hopefully. Let's go ahead and disconnect the Spievil here real quick. We're gonna bring the Spievil on board the Snowstorm so that we have something we can mine with. And I might make, I don't know, maybe if the Spievil takes too long to collect ice, we'll make like a separate mining ship. But for now, I think the Spievil will be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and stick the Spievil right there. All right, now, open please. Okay. There we go, it's opening. And remember, we did see that there was a hostile Armageddon ship over in the direction we're gonna be heading, so we're gonna have to keep an eye out for that. And if that's still there, we can actually go and like try and fight it or something like that, or maybe at least see what's over there. That'd be a fun idea. All right, Spievil, we have a new landing zone for you, so we're just gonna plop you, let's turn you around right here and plop you in this spot, I think. Yep, here we go. We could also convert the Barista into a mining ship if we really need more mining capabilities, but I think this should be fine. All right, there's the Spievil. Let's go ahead and close this giant hangar door. So I think the first button here should do it. Yep, there we go. And let's head up to our cockpit and get ready to take off. All right, back up to the cockpit. I think we should be ready to go, but keep in mind, we only have 7% hydrogen, so we're gonna have to be very cautious about how we use this. So let's go down here. Let's turn our stuff off stockpile. So this one right there. Well, let's turn on our hydrogen thrusters. So it should be that one right there. Make sure they're all on. It's looking like they are. And we're gonna have to be a little bit cautious as we leave this area. Okay, so we're gonna be heading toward the ice area, which is somewhere. Where? Oh, it's over there, okay. Great HQ ice. All right, and we're gonna have to keep an eye on where our hydrogen is sitting at. But here, actually, let me make sure my gyros are on. Okay, they were actually all turned off, so we'll go ahead and turn them on right here, and then make sure the Prototech one is on as well. Gyro, Prototech. Yep, you're on. Perfect. Okay, so now we should be able to turn. I can use the arrows because it makes a little bit more sense to turn smoothly like this instead of using the mouse. But let's go ahead and get ourselves angled in the right direction, and that is going to be up in, not that asteroid in front of us, not the second one that's in front of us now, but up closer to this one over here. And we're gonna get ourselves going, and we don't want to go too fast because, again, we don't have a crazy amount of hydrogen. In fact, we have very little, but let's get ourselves kind of heading in that direction. So let's get our thrusters going. We'll get ourselves to a speed of something. Just gonna keep an eye on that hydrogen. If that goes a little bit too low, then we will certainly stop. I'm just being very careful. 55 days of power, oh my gosh. Okay, I think I'd be fine getting us up to 100 meters per second. Yeah, there's 6% hydrogen. Just being very cautious, keeping an eye on that. And if it goes down to 5, I'm immediately gonna shut off those thrusters. There we go. There's our max speed for vanilla. Of course, we can go a lot faster with the mod that we have, but we're gonna stick at 100 until we get a little bit closer, and then we'll start slowing down. Hydrogen thrusters are on, but our dampeners are off, so we should be good while we head on over there. Okay, so nice thing about this ship is that we can actually like walk around the entire thing as we're flying. Okay, we're on our way to collect some ice. This is gonna be good. I think this is a better idea than just ferrying the ice back and forth with the Spievil, because the Spievil is very slow and it doesn't carry a lot back either. So going with the entire AMG Snowstorm is a good idea, I think. How many O2 H2s do we have on this thing? Let me press K and go to O2 H2 generator. Okay, we don't have a crazy number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't count for some reason. So we could add more if we need to. Oh, hang on. We do have that destroyer back in. As we're flying over to the ice, we see the Bengal destroyer 16 kilometers over that way. I don't think we'll be able to spot it until we're within 10 kilometers at least, or even closer, but we will keep an eye on that. And I think after we take out this, after we take out this ice, but after we collect the ice, we'll head in that direction and see what that's about with this Bengal destroyer. That might be a heck of a fight. And honestly, I thought that I probably should have added some railguns to the front of this AMG Snowstorm, but I forgot to back at the base, so we're just gonna keep going here Rest assured, though, we have plenty of weapons on this thing, and I'm pretty sure we could take out whatever it gets thrown our way. But yeah, let's keep heading over toward this stuff. There's a beautiful planet off in the distance over there. And in fact, we have an alien planet down there as well. Man, I just want to explore every planet that's in this solar system. There are so many of them. There's that one up there with a giant moon, it looks like. There's that one, there's the alien planet. Oh, there's one off in the distance as well, unless it's an asteroid, I can't tell. But there are so many of them here. Let's turn on our dampeners here so this thing can start slowing down. But yeah, and then of course there's the ones that we just came from. There's the moon all the way out there. There's so many that we can explore. It could be so cool. Okay, I don't know that we're actually gonna slow down in time for this, but that's why we aim a little bit off of the asteroid itself, so that we don't go slamming into the asteroid as we come in. By the way, as we fly by this asteroid here, I was talking about a couple episodes back, people making encounters for me and going into and joining the Discord rather, and making some encounters for this series. We do have a couple people now who are making encounters, and in fact, that right there should be one of the ones from there. So if you're interested in making encounters as well for this series, I'll give a little bit of direction, kind of what I'm looking for or something like that. But everything else is up to you as far as lore or anything like that you want to throw into it. Check out the Discord. There's a link below in the description, and that is where you can reach out and we can, get to work on some encounters, be it large or be it small. It can be as small as just a single outpost encounter or as large as a proper base or something like that. All right, how's our speed doing? 37? Okay, we're gonna slowly come around here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn while we continue to slow down. And we're gonna bring this thing up next to the asteroid. In fact, while we're out here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on our gravity generator because it was off because it was conflicting with the one on the base. So we'll have that turned on here. And as we get closer, let's go into our third person here. We're getting into a pretty good spot. Our giant hangar door's on this side, which is good because I think that's where the ice is. Yeah, I think I spot a little bit of that ice right there even. So we'll let ourselves coast a little bit closer here, then we'll get out and start working on that ice. And I think just a couple trips here should get us a lot of ice on the Snowstorm. And keep in mind, the Snowstorm could carry a lot more ice than even the Manta Ray could. So even though this says 4%, that's a pretty significant amount of ice, considering with 3%, we were able to get all the way over here. So let's go ahead and turn on our dampeners, let this thing come to a stop. And while it does, we'll go ahead and walk our way down to the hangar. Okay, there we go. And this guy, are you on or off? You're actually off. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn you on so that you can start collecting some of that stuff. I just noticed the red circle there. So this jump drive, fully recharged in 4 minutes. We are going to end up using this to go, probably not this episode, but after this, to go to these prototech bases and stuff like that. We'll use the jump drive. I want to check our other jump drive, and I think with that, we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and head down these stairs here, get ourselves into the hangar. We're gonna take hold of that ship. Alrighty, this entire hangar was designed to be used with pressurization. So if we press this number 2 button, before it opens, it should depressurize everything. Now, will it? Yes, it will. I don't know if it fully depressurizes before it starts opening. I don't know if the timing is perfect. No, I think it does. Yeah, that was actually perfect. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop inside the Spievil. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect here, and let's head out. Spievil should have an empty inventory. Okay, almost empty. That's good enough. And let's grab a little bit of ice. Is that ice on there, or I can't actually tell? I know there's ice down here though, so I'm gonna go for this one. All right, Spievil. Isn't this a lot nicer? Not having to do that entire trip just with the ship, just being able to do it with the Snowstorm and then get the Spievil out here for the smaller trip. That's so nice. All right, let's grab a little bit of this ice. Spievil. I'm gonna make sure we're grabbing ice and not stone. That's good. Even if we grab stone though, the Snowstorm can process it. So yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just that the Spievil doesn't carry a lot of ice. You know what I could do as well is I could stick a temporary container on the Spievil to store more ice per trip. Okay, we're pretty much full. Let's head back on over to the Snowstorm. And this is where, by the way, it would be really nice if we had that prototech drill as well, because we do have it just sitting right there and it's on a piston. So it literally could work as a drill for ice. The only problem is we destroyed it in the combat encounter with the Snowstorm here. But that would collect so much ice because it is a prototech drill. And in fact, I don't think I've ever even used that drill for proper mining. I think we had planned to maybe at some point build a ship around it, but we never got around to it last series, of course. So it'd be nice in this series if we could build a ship around it, like a proper mining ship or something. But we need to find the blocks to repair it, which will be fine if we find a Prototech assembler. We can do all that stuff there. So let's head back in here and get this stuff connected. Actually, you know what? Well, we're already in here. There is a connector on the outside of the Snowstorm as well, which could be used instead. But since we're already here, it makes more sense to just go here. There we go. There's our connection. Let's press number 9. Let's go into here. We'll hide empty, and we'll show only on the ship. And let's just make sure all this stuff gets sent out to our O2H generators. All right, everything's empty. Let's do another trip. And I don't know how many trips we're going to need to do. Probably 3 or 4. But while we're doing those trips, of course, the ice will be processing inside the Snowstorm, assuming the O2H generators are turned on. But they should be. And in fact, after this trip, we might even add a couple more O2H generators in some spots if we find them. So let's go ahead and get our second trip here, and we'll be right back. Okay, second trip is completed, so let's head back to the Snowstorm here, and we'll add those extra O2H generators. A lot of room on the Snowstorm where we could probably find to add some extra O2H generators. Oh no! Oh man, we went a little too fast there. I gotta remember, these ion thrusters are not too powerful. This is just the Spievil. This is not supposed to be a heavy-duty ore collector. We gotta be a little careful, and especially when we're holding this much ore, it makes it really tough. But let's get inside here and connect this thing, and then we'll go ahead and build up those extra O2H2 generators. All right, what I'm thinking is we could probably stick some O2H2 generators in these areas right here. So one right there, and then we can switch this up so that the walkway, instead of going corner, it goes like this instead. And then we have room for a couple O2H2s right here. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this might work fine. Actually, let's put this back right here. But O2H2 generators like this. The only problem is I need to make sure that it's still pressurizable between... It actually should be pressurizable between these because this and this are different blocks. So we should be good, I hope. All right, so there's our O2H2 generators. It did not fix pressurization, but part of the reason is because this right here doesn't pressurize well with that. So what we can do instead is change this out for a conveyor junction. And that'll save that. So there's our conveyor junction. That solves that problem. And then we run into another problem where we're not pressurized between this. And that's more of a problem, I think, in fact. Because I can't put anything on the other side of this because it's glass. All right, solution was found. Now we're able to have our O2H2 generators right here, or a couple of them. So we have one right there and one right there. And those fit nicely into here. So we're now able to just sit here with O2H2 generators right there. The only problem now, though, is that I don't know if I like how this works. So what I could do for that is let's maybe look at our corridors here, because I do like our corridors. Now I'll need a couple blocks for this, but we're definitely going to go with the corridor interior right, or corridor corner right there. Then hit me with a corridor windowed side if we can. And I think we're gonna go 2 windowed sides like that so you can see the stuff. And then we'll do a windowed side right there, followed by a light right here if we can find it. Yep, there we go. And then these are fine. I think we're fine having this door set up like this. Although we could also... I don't think they have a T with a window. If they had a T with a window, that'd fit right here. But no, I think we could be good with this. This should be fine. So let's go ahead and build everything up. We're gonna right click it all. All right, there we go. So now if we go in here, you can see the O2H2 generator stuff working right there. You can see it right there as well. And then this is the rest of the, you pick one of those rooms you can go into. And I feel like this right here could very easily be a proper O2H2 room if we did a little bit more work on it, but I think it's probably fine the way it is. It would be nice. I mean, we have hydrogen. We have a tiny hydrogen room somewhere here buried in the walls, but I think we should be good how it is. Let me see what we're at with our hydrogen. It is actually getting through that ice pretty darn quickly. So you know what? I think it's time for another trip. Now that we have these extra O2H2 generators that might do a little bit of work, let's get back inside our Spievil and get going. All right, Spievil, time for mission number 3. Let's get out there and get some ice. Make sure that you're fully empty as well. Yep, should be good. Had a tiny bit of ice on it, but I think that's fine. This all goes back, by the way, to me not grabbing the ice before we left the Earth base in the manta ray. I had said, remember to remind me to grab some ice from our little ice base that we set up, and then I completely forgot the next episode before we took off, and we just ended up taking off without any extra ice. So yeah, it all goes back to that, because if we had that extra ice, we would have transferred that over to the AMG Snowstorm, and we'd be fine. But alas, We're iceless. We're iceless and we have to fend for ourselves out in the depths of space. We have to collect our own ice. How we doing here? Not bad, okay. A little more. Okay, trip number 3 is almost a success. And we can of course just connect on the bottom here where we have a little connector sticking out the bottom. This is where we used to connect the, what was that ship called? The Hero's Pride? It was the Hero's Pride originally, but we called it something else. Oh, I forgot what we called it. That was the ship that we took off to in episode 1 though, and we crash landed on the planet with. The something's Pride. Espresso's Pride, that's what it was. Because everything last series was coffee themed. Okay. I do enjoy a nice cup of joe. I haven't had one today, which is probably for the best. I feel like, I don't know, this is not backed up by science, but just as a human, I feel like coffee is good, but every now and then you need a day where you don't do coffee just for your body to reset and realize the benefits, I guess, of coffee later, so that the next day can be better. I don't know. Again, not based off any science. Don't listen to me on that. Just do you know? Okay, let's go to our O2 H2s. All right, our O2 H2s are full again, so let's go ahead and disconnect here. And I'm thinking we do one more trip here and then we evaluate, because with one more trip, we might be good. I hope you guys liked the recent episode of Space Busters, by the way. I've been wanting to bring that series back for a long time and I didn't really know how, but I was like, okay, well, now I feel like it's an easy one to do another center of the earth thing. And I got some people saying that like we've already sort of seen a center of the earth thing, but that is fine because I've never done one with the drills and I thought it was pretty interesting to try. But yeah, sorry for not doing an episode of this and instead doing a Space Busters episode. I didn't actually have time to record this next episode before it would have had to go live. So I did have a Space Busters recording sitting around and I was just like, all right, I'll toss this out instead. This should work as well. So here we are. This one should be coming out on a Tuesday or a Monday if you're a Patreon or a YouTube member. So happy Tuesday or Monday. Okay, I'll let this be the last trip for now, just so I can evaluate where we're at and see what we need still. I'm so lucky that didn't take any damage. That was a really hard hit up in the top here, and even the cockpit as well. That's dangerous. Yeah, we're so lucky we just kind of bounced off of that. Okay, let's go ahead and connect here. Up a little bit, left a little bit. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. There we go. Press number 9, and awesome. Okay, let's go up to something and check on our hydrogen levels. I think I kind of want to stick a status monitor right here. And let this be an LCD status monitor. So I'll press K. We'll go to down here, and instead of no content or text and images, we're gonna go to apps and then say energy and hydrogen. I think I like that. So that's gonna show us that we're at 13% hydrogen. Not too bad, could be better. Okay, I've doubled the number of O2H2 generators on the Snowstorm by adding one right here, 2 right there, there's 1 right there, and then there's 1 back kind of under those blocks right there, and then a couple of them where you saw me adding them before. So we have more O2H2 generators now, so that's good. We still only have 16% hydrogen, which is, I would like to have probably around 50% before we do anything crazy. So what I think we're gonna do is, let's actually head back up to the main area, and I'm gonna create, I think, well, not that way, this way. Getting lost in my own ship. I think I want to create something that's a little bit bigger than this. Actually, no. Here's what I'm going to do instead. Because you have storage. The Barista... Yeah, I could easily convert the Barista into a mining ship. Just temporarily. Yeah, okay. So if I remove this, and I remove this, and instead I go ahead and add conveyor converter. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. One of these right there, and one of these right there. Oops, not 2. By the way, I haven't had that bug again that I was getting last episode and the episode before, where it was actually like removing the block I had placing. So they must have fixed that or something. I don't know if that was a Space Engineers bug or a mod bug or some interaction, but it's gone now, so that's good. So here's our drills, Prototech drills. Oh, I wish. So we're gonna go ahead and stick one of these on here and one of these on here, and the Barista is going to become the Drillista, or the Badrilla. I don't know. I'm not good at these merger names, but there it is. It has drills now. Buy now, and we'll throw in a Barista with drills. All right, going in here, let's press G. Drill, we're gonna grab our drill attachments in the tool area, bring those down here. And we should be good to go ahead and disconnect. By the way, do we actually have turrets on this thing? No, I think at one point we did. But we don't anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and disconnect. Press number 8. Perfect. Ah! Oh my god. Okay, I need to not go up super fast with this thing. It's got too many upward facing thrusters. Ah! Upward facing thrusters. Like, what did I just say? All right, let's go down to wherever we were, which I don't remember. I got a comment as well saying that it's nice to see the Barista finally not having to go back and recharge every few seconds, because when we originally created the Barista on Europa, it didn't have nearly enough hydrogen storage to what it needed. So now it's very nice because we don't have to, pretty much since we're in space, we don't have the gravity on us, so we don't have to go back and recharge every few seconds. The Barista holds so much ice. The Barista is holding, it's almost full on these drills right here, but it is completely full on the welder cargo here, which is 127,000 ice. That's not bad at all. How are these drills doing? I think that's probably good enough. We'll get one more little scoop of it, and then we should be good to head on back. All right. So, not bad. Let's see how much, or let's see how well this does. I don't know how it compares, actually, to how much the Spievil was able to hold. 127,000, though. That's nothing to scoff at. Okay, let's go ahead and connect to this guy right here. There's not enough lights in here. I feel like we need more lights in that little area where we have this connector. Okay, let's go ahead and there we go. That should give us the lock, and press number 8, and let's make sure everything's out of here. Then I think one more trip with this guy should give us enough for quite a bit. I think I lost where my original ice patch was because the sun has shifted now, so I don't know where it was, but we found another one here, which is good. Okay, coming back with the Barista's second trip. It's got a little bit of stone on it, but not a crazy amount, just a tiny bit that we were getting at the end. And it's okay because our refinery can go ahead and process that stuff into ingots. Now, what I had noticed last time I was here was that one of my O2H2 generators was not processing anything. So I think maybe one of these is not set up properly. So let's connect the Barista here real quick, and then we'll check on that just to make sure that everything's going well. So there's our proxy right there. Perfect. And let's hop inside here, and let's check our O2H2 generators. Oh no, never mind. All of them are processing. You know what? It might have been the ship one that I saw last time that didn't have anything in it because it was the one on the ship itself. But with all those processing, we should hopefully see, I'm gonna unfortunately break all this, but we should hopefully see that we're going up to, yeah, 22%. It's not bad. I'd hope for a little bit more. How are these things going? 20K ice, okay, not bad. What about our, let me see where all that ice is actually ending up here. 19K, 20K, 18K. 60K in the welder cargo here. So we do still have quite a bit to play with. Okay, let me give it a little bit. Let it process a little bit of that and see if we go up to a decent amount here. All right, just out of frustration of these O2H2 generators going very slowly, I added a couple more. There are 3 added to this side and 2 added to the other side over there, just because this one had a little bit more space that I could add them, where there were gyros on the other side. But yeah, we now have a couple more. This is now basically nothing. It goes out to this area, but there's nothing really here. Before you could actually walk around here, but now there's no room. I'm still looking for potentially more spots to put O2H2 generators because it's very slow processing all the ice. Okay, 2 more O2H2 generators, 1 over there and 1 right here. And I think this one's nice because you can actually see it right there as well. And then I can find another spot. Like I could maybe put one behind there. That might fit. Let's see. Yeah, well, maybe. It would kind of separate these rooms, so I don't know if it would do very well. Okay, more O2H2s means probably another 2 trips with the Barista, and we should be okay after that. Only I remembered where the ice was. That'll make life a little easier. Ah, there we go. Okay, 2 more trips. Let's go ahead and collect as much as we can here. We'll get 1 trip full, and then we'll get another trip, and we should be good to go. Then we can go see what that Bangle Destroyer is on about. See if that's an encounter that we can maybe do in this episode, or if it's something that we want to steer clear of. All right, there we go. There's our first trip. Ooh, we're going a little fast. Man, I gotta remember we don't have a crazy number of upward facing thrusters on this ship. It was intended to be used on Europa, not in space. Although it works in space, it's not perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and connect here. Okay, final trip right here, and this should be enough ice to sustain the snowstorm for a while. If not, we can always come back here if we need to. We've got the jump drives. Power is not determined by ice. We have a lot of uranium on board as well. So we should be good for quite a while. Let's go ahead and dock this guy, and yeah, we'll see We'll see how much hydrogen we have so far. And as we use it up, it'll keep processing as well because we have plenty of ice on board. So let's go ahead and do this connection right here. Press number 8. There we go. Let's go ahead and close this big door. So I believe it's number 1. So that's gonna go ahead and close. And while that's closing, let's come over here and see. So we're at 36% and it's gonna keep going up. So we should get up to at least 40 before we go here, which is not bad. I had wanted to get up to 50, but 40 should be fine as well. This is repressurizing, very good. And let's head back over this way. I wanna check to make sure all my O2 H2 generators are getting ice. So O2, H2, I guess H2 generator. Yep, all looks like they have ice. So they'll be processing, very good. All right, let's head up to our cockpit and we're gonna check out this Bengal destroyer, which is still there. In fact, I don't think it's moved, meaning it's probably just kind of chilling there. I wonder why. Let's get inside our cockpit here. Yeah, we have 37%. Let's aim toward this Bengal destroyer and I wanna go check out what's over there. I wanna check this thing out, see what this is gonna be. We're gonna wanna make sure that we have all of our weapons on as well. And then also, okay, it's gonna be over there. Oh wait, can we see it from here? Hang on. Let me have a look-see here for a second. Where is it? It's over there. We can see it, okay. It is just sitting there. I don't think it's moving. All right, we're gonna come and find out what this thing is here because it is ARM, which is the Armageddon faction, i.e. the faction that took out that trade outpost that we were fighting against, and also that stole one of our ships and destroyed one of our ships as well, both being the AMG Sandstorm and the AMG Snowstorm. So let's get closer. I'm gonna go a little bit slow here. We're gonna use up a little bit of our hydrogen, but again, it's gonna replenish as we go because we have some in the O2 H2 generators that's gonna be doing work. Okay, since it's only 10 out, I think I'm gonna go, okay, well, we're picking up on that cobalt there. I think I'm gonna go up to about 50 and just let it cruise here because I don't wanna get any closer than about 3 kilometers. I think at 3 kilometers, I'm safe that I'm not gonna be shot by anything. That's awkward. We have an Ember thing flying right past us as we're going here. That got really close. That's an Ember strike fighter. Yeah, that flew really close. All right, we're 4 kilometers out. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. So, okay, so we've got some sort of weapon-looking thing right there. We've got some sort of weapon-looking thing right there. But that's all that I'm seeing. Although we have to approach with extreme caution because it's a destroyer, so we don't really know what to expect. Let's go ahead and angle ourselves at a decent angle here. I feel like this is probably the appropriate angle for this fight. And we gotta keep in mind as well that we do have, over here, we have our little drones. In fact, let me make sure the printer is on so that it'll print if we're missing anything. Now let's continue heading toward this. Actually, I don't wanna be going any faster than I am right now, but I think I'm good with this. All of our turrets should be on, and we should be good. All systems are nominal. We have 42% hydrogen. So we should be ready for whatever. Yeah, that's definitely a big gun. Oh my gosh, I don't know what that is. That might just be an artillery that's pointing straight up. Okay, and then that might be an antenna, not a gun. That doesn't look like a gun unless it's a rail gun. But I can't tell. All right, 3 kilometers out. The closest we can start shooting is probably 1.5 kilometers or something like that. So we'll see how this plays out as we get a little bit closer. We have artilleries, so they can shoot pretty darn far. Let's see if we can start locking onto this thing. I'd like to lock onto it before we get too close. And then this is the biggest gun right here. Although these might be guns as well. Oh yeah, we can lock on now. There we go, we can get it. Yeah, these might be guns. I think this, and this might be 3 guns on the side. And maybe that as well, so we need to be very cautious of those as we move in. Okay, there we go. We've got it locked. It looked like it was turning for a second. That was scary. Okay, let's continue to move in. Where's our front facing? This way? Okay, so we can go ahead and aim. Right here. We are locked. In fact, we might even be in range. Yep, there we go. Those are starting to open up, so they're gonna fire at those things. Yep, that's a direct hit. In fact, I think we might be able to hit it farther than he can hit us. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go into here and I'm gonna release one of our fighters, or 2 of our fighters. It should launch both of them. And let's see if those get released. Okay, we're de-arming it basically. Let's see. Okay, so are those things taken off? Yep, there we go. There's one, and the other one... No, the other one may have gotten stuck. Okay, that's fine. Well, we have one fighter in the air here. And we're shooting at it where it can't shoot at us. We're shooting at it farther than it can go. In fact, this weapon could be able to hit us, but it looks like it's not going to. Let me go ahead and turn off my turrets here while we're doing this then, because I don't think it's firing at us. So it could be that there's no threat here. Okay, that's still firing even though our turrets are turned off. So that I don't know what's going on with that. We have our little antenna thing, our little fighter over there firing. I think we're good so far. Oh, nope, it is opening up at our little fighter. So you know what? Turret's on. Let's go. Let's fight this battle. Oh, what is that? Hostile enemy approaching? Okay, no, that's an Ember thing. That's not us. Oh my gosh. What are these? No, it's just it's firing at stuff that's not firing back at us, I think. So you know what? Here, turn off again, turn off again. Oh shoot, I'm not in control of my turrets. Okay, save that. There we go. Now, okay, that was a disaster because all of my turrets were refusing to listen to me, but it's fine now. They were all like, half of them were on, half of them were off. But anyways, I think we've taken out everything that could be a threat from the outside. And I don't even think they got a shot on us, to be honest. I don't think they shot at us. So we should be able to just dismount here and get inside this thing. I'm afraid if we go to the other side, there might be more turrets. So I'm not really planning on doing that here. But let's move in. We are kind of absurdly close to this right now, but we're gonna come up right alongside this thing, and again, trying not to get to the other side of it because I think there might be turrets on the other side if there were on this side. But I don't know what's going on with this ship. It seems to not have attacked me, which is very nice of it, and we were able to take out all of its turrets without much issue. So let's just sit here for a second. All of our turrets are off, which is a little bit risky. But I think there are more turrets on this thing on the other side, which is why I don't want to go too crazy. Let's grab a hand weapon and let's try to get inside there. All right, there's our hand weapon here. And we need to be ultra cautious as we move in here because there could be soldiers and there could also be turrets. So let's move in here. Why are you not pressurized? Oh, that's why. Buzz is flying around. I guess we did take a little bit of damage if Buzz is flying around trying to repair stuff. Oh man, look at the damage from here. Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's move in this way. We're gonna go down here. Let's come in this way. Okay, we're ready for anything. I do see a room in there, so there is gonna be an interior that we're gonna have to face. We just need to find a good place to go in. I could try and like fly around the side. Oh, here looks like a good place actually. This could be fine. Let's be ultra cautious as we move in here. I hear footsteps, so there's definitely some soldiers walking around. Okay, yep, there are soldiers. Okay, let's, I see an explosive barrel. Let's move in. Can I peek? Oh. Yep, the explosive barrel blew up just now. There we go, that soldier's down. We've taken a little bit of damage here. We have 46% health. Let's move in very slowly. Yeah, we have downed soldiers here. This is not one of the ones I killed. I've only killed red soldiers here. Well, let's be cautious. Yep, there's a spawner right there. And let's be cautious for interior turrets as well. Ah! All right, we're taking out the elite rifle here. Let's see if this... Oh, turn on our dampeners as well. Make sure those are on. So we could have more soldiers spawned in here. We got to be careful. That does happen sometimes. Yep. I don't like the 30E over the normal rifle that I was just using. I feel like it's not as good in a soldier encounter, although it might be better against turrets. Okay, we're safe here. Let me see what you had. I'll take your stuff real quick, and I'll take your stuff as well. But we definitely had a turret. That's what shot me before, because it shot me too fast to be a normal thing. And yeah, I see it right there. Okay, let me grab my stuff real quick. We do have someone shooting at us. That's a spawner. Oh! Oh man, okay, it hit me there. Let me go back to my ship here real quick. Refill my health. All right, there we go. Our health is refilled. And another option would be, we usually have, no, we don't have any bazookas in here, so never mind. We don't have a bazooka as an option. I'm sure we have one on the base, but we're gonna proceed without for right now. I think we built ourselves a nice little explosion right here. Enter through. Possible there's been another spawn. Okay. Yep, there's been a spawn. There we go. He's down. Reload here real quick. And let's see if we can continue destroying this thing. Shouldn't be... Ah! Oh my god. Shouldn't be too many more shots because I'm hitting it. There we go. Okay, that's down. We are safer than we were just a second ago. Okay, keep an eye out for more turrets. Ah! Oh no, he spawned. Oh, back up, back up, back up, back up. Gun, please. There we go, he's down. I feel like at this point, y'all know how these turn out usually. Where's that? Okay, that's that turret right there. Oh, let me run this way. I don't know if there's... Okay, that's that turret. And that's the spawner. I would love to take out the turret, if possible. Actually, this is probably a good angle. Okay, turret's down. Let me take this down real quick. All right, no more spawn. Good, okay. Okay, so some of these red soldiers are soldiers that I just took out. But some of these were here before. Like, for instance, these ones right here, the ones that have this position and are actual objects, I believe are ones that were here before. So, I'm more interested in these guys. Like, there's these yellow soldiers here, and there's these red soldiers as well. The red soldiers I'm thinking are the same red soldiers I'm fighting, just because it can't be a coincidence that they're both red. But let's see what these yellow soldiers have on them. They do have weapons, so they were soldiers of some kind. And this one has explosives as well. Interesting. Okay. We have some good stuff here. I would like to... Here, I'm going to put some of my stuff inside here, I think. Yeah, okay. With that, I think we should be good to go. And I do hear more footsteps, so there are more soldiers. I do need to be a little more cautious than I am being right now. I know I'm just kind of like moving around, looting these guys, checking out what they... Ah, an Uzi! Yes! I love an Uzi. Okay, no one's in there. That's good. Take you guys' stuff happily. I'm curious about what happened here. I mean, like, right here, are these explosives? No, these are just barrels. Okay. So we've got barrels, we've got gravel inside some of these, and we've got some uranium inside some of these. So this must be... This makes sense, actually. Okay, so this stored uranium, and then we have the warfare reactors here, most of which are pretty heavily damaged, either by my fire or by a previous battle or something like that. Okay, let's continue moving in here. I'm not going to hack into that. We'll get into it later. Let's move up here. We know that we can at least get this far without being assaulted by turrets, but we got to be very careful of any more potential turrets. Okay, yes, so we do have a turret right there. That's going to be a little worrying. And I'm not going to be able to break into this unless I use my grinder. Let's go ahead and do that, and then immediately run. Weapon out. And let's see if I can get this turret without too much of a struggle. Yep, there we go. Turret's down. Medbay and reactor access. Okay, so this will be the reactor access. Hazmat suit recommended. Whoops, my bad. I guess I do have the spacesuit though, so that's good. Okay. Yeah, we got soldiers over there and what looks like a spawner. Those guys probably are gonna come through here. In fact, I wonder if they're gonna open the door for me. Let's sit back here for a second. See if they do. No, they are just hanging out over there. Okay, we're gonna have to break our way into there. Let's go. And immediately weapon out. Let's move in. I don't know if they're gonna meet me halfway here or if there's another door that's kind of blocking them. Ah, there is another door. Okay, well, hi guys. How you doing? just gonna be hanging out over here. Don't mind me. Very worried about destroying this. But what I'll do is I'll destroy most of it, and then I'll back up. And I think what I'll do is just fire through it. Did that not work? I really thought that would work. Okay, Operation Shoot Through Door, take 2. There we go. Okay, that door's shot through. Let's back up. Aim down this hallway, because I bet you they're about to come down this hallway here. Maybe not. Let's move forward a little bit. I know they started to come down it, but they might not have... Oh! Keep shooting, keep shooting. Okay, okay, go, go, switch guns. It's always faster to switch to your secondary. Okay. I can't even see him anymore. Oh no, okay, okay, we have 6 HP. No, no, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Inventory. Okay, that's down. There could have easily been a turret there and I would have been in trouble. But we're good, okay. I would like a box to put my stuff in, or if I could hack this as well, that would be very nice. But I don't think I can. Oh, we've got some weapons over here, very nice, okay. Ooh. Ooh, that is nice. I didn't even know we had an inset one of these. Or I guess at some point I knew, but I have long since forgotten. All right, I gotta take a quick little trip over to my ship again so that I can refill my health, otherwise I'm in real big trouble. Ah, very nice. We really should be bringing over medkits if we have them. I don't know if we have any medkits on the base, actually. It's probably fine regardless. All right, let's keep moving through this thing. So far, we found a pretty hefty amount of uranium that we can definitely use, as well as whatever is in that room, a couple of weapons and stuff like that. In fact, there were the bodies here that I could always steal from, because we always need more weapons. But all right, let's go toward the back of the ship, I think. Or no, let's go toward the front of the ship, maybe. Either way, we have to break down a door, so this is going to be really sketchy because there's nowhere to run. I guess I can run this way once I break the door open. I'm really worried about a turret being in here, but let's go ahead and open this and then run. Okay, up and out, and let's peek. Oh, we're good. Yeah, we're good, easy. Couple angles opening up here. Sorry for the thing. When I did the trade HQ, I actually turned off this mod, but right now it's still on. I'll just try not to take out my welder as much, and hopefully that'll be fine. Oh, wait, we have this is like a gray soldier down there. Okay. Oh, this looks like a science lab. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, we've got a computer over there. I like this. Okay, let's move in. If it's a science lab, they probably have a turret to protect their science. So I'm being very cautious because I don't want to get shot. There's a spawner right there. I don't see any enemies though, so it might not be enabled. We'll go ahead and destroy it here. And let's move around. Okay. So we have science happening for sure. And we have a gray engineer over here who seems to be also some other kind of soldier. Maybe like a more elite soldier or something like that. Here, we can kind of like see a little bit through there. Oh, that goes into the other room. Okay. Hey, we have a Pro 1. All right, if we are in really dire need, we'll take out the Pro 1. I don't see any enemies in there, so let's move on this way and see what's over here. This is a huge ship. Good lord. I feel like we're right back to taking over the AMG Snowstorm.
Inventory full.
All right, let's move. Weapon out. I hear footsteps, but I don't know if they're in here or... Okay, this looks like a chill room. Okay, nothing in here. Perfect. Unfortunately, a soldier's down here. Oh, we have Bengal Captain Cabello Goodwin. All right, let's check out what Captain Goodwin had to share with us. I've jammed the door, but I don't know for how long. They don't stop coming. They have some kind of technology I've never seen before. Once it's placed on the ship, it allows them to teleport their forces directly on board. I managed to transmit a message to the rest of the fleet. Oh man, okay. Wait, a technology that allows them to teleport their forces on board. That is terrifying. Although, if this is the Armageddon faction, that would kind of explain how they got onto my ship in the first place. Remember, there was that soldier in the last series that just kept kind of showing up. Huh. Never heard of any technology like that, but that is terrifying. Maybe they teleported some fish in here as well. I always love a fish tank. I'm glad to see that even though the forces on the ship were taken out, the fish are still fine. So the Armageddon faction has at least one, or at least some taste in fish. Okay, let's see what we have in here. I don't know if I can, with the mod that I have, I don't know if I can actually hack any of this stuff. Let's see. Oh no, I can. So we have a power kit in there. Okay.
Inventory full.
And here we have a couple med kits. I'll go ahead and happily take a couple of those because we're certainly going to need them. All right, so this is the Bengal Captain in that case. Long live the captain. Hey everybody, this is Andrew from the future, and while I was editing, I noticed I completely missed this green log over here. I don't know how I missed it. It was in green, but it appears to be a piece of the lore related to the ship captain right here. So let's see what this says. It says, recipients forward contacts all subject teleportation technology. The Armageddon have technology that allows them to teleport into ships, the pods. We have to destroy the pods. Oh, okay. So I think what they're saying is that maybe they're saying, oh no, they're saying these are the pods. Oh, okay. I think we knew this already because they do appear to be spawning here. But that's what they're saying. Yeah, so the pods are what allow them to teleport into the ships. That's the piece of technology that they get aboard the ship, and then they're teleporting into the ship from wherever their home base may be. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. All right, I can't believe I missed this while I was exploring it. But anyways, back to the live footage. All right, let's move on. What is this? Wait, what is organic? Hang on. I've never seen organic before in my life. What is organic? Oh my gosh, that is cool. Yeah, that's definitely some sciencey stuff. I didn't even know that was in the game. All right, let's move forward. I'm not gonna go into this room because there's nothing in there that I can see right now. So I'm gonna leave it closed until we take over the ship, then I'll explore it. So let's move in. Oh, hang on, this goes this way. Let's move toward the front, I guess. We have a giant hole right here. Wow. Okay, let's move in here.
Inventory full.
Oh gosh, okay, that broke faster than I thought it would. We've got soldiers. Let's take them out. And I hear another one doing some jetpack things. Oh! Okay, I thought that was a turret for a second and I thought I was dead. All right, let's slowly come around this corner. And then are there any more? And I need to make sure there are no turrets as well because that is the real big threat. And there could certainly be in some of these corners or like above me or something. Move in? No, okay, we're good. Let's take this out.
Inventory full.
Okay, spawner in the front taken out. Very good. But I hear another one like below me or something. I don't know where he is, but they're somewhere. Wait, are you off? Hang on now. I was standing here before and this didn't shoot me, so I think this must be off. Yeah, this one must be disabled. Okay, very nice. We have a disabled turret right there. I'm very happy to see that because that would have destroyed me right here. I did not see it at all. Okay, we're gonna let you live then if you're a disabled turret. What do we have over here? Because I saw a downed soldier. So over here, we have just a dead engineer 6, okay. And then this is the computers for the ship, I guess. Oh man, looks like a little secret area back there. I do hear of someone freaking out over there, so there's definitely more stuff to explore. Although I don't know exactly how I would get there. But it seems like there's something. Okay, let's move toward the back of the ship here because we do have some stuff here that we haven't explored. So all the way over here, all this stuff we haven't checked out. Let's break into here. Oh, I see. Okay, this goes outside. Well, that worries me even more because it's possible that we have turrets over here that we haven't. Yeah, okay, so these look like antennas. And then if I look over here, ooh, yep, there are more turrets over there as expected. All right, okay. So I think there's still some ship that we haven't explored because there's plenty of room down here that we haven't gone to. And then there's still what sounds like some dude jetpacking over and over back in that area. I guess I'll break into the science area down here just in case there's something that I haven't seen yet. Let's move in. Science area. Check in. Oh, I like this. This is kind of cool. The windows, the area. Nice little cup of joe right there, inset bookshelf. Yeah, I like this. This is cool. More organic with a little bit of clang cola. Nice. Wait, so I'm curious where that guy is coming from. Like, you hear that noise, right? That's like a jetpack going on and off. So I wonder where that is. Because I don't see any way to get down there, but it could be like around the front. Yeah, it's definitely over here. Oh gosh, that looks like a railgun. It's definitely over here. Yeah, we got railguns right here. I don't know if I stand in front of them, they'll shoot me. Oh, he's down here. Okay, there we go. We had some soldiers chilling down here in this little area. Ah! Oh my god, there's so many of them. Yeah, they're freaking out down here. Was there one more? Oh yeah, that's another one right there as well. Just reload here real quick. I don't know why there are a bunch of soldiers chilling down here. Hello? Yeah, it looks like they were all just hanging out down here. Okay, that might be what might have happened is they may have glitched through the wall when they spawned at a different place. I did have that happen with some of mine as well. So that's probably what happened. Okay, but overall, very cool ship. We were able to conquer it without too much trouble. We got taken out once or twice. The weapons on the outside didn't pose too much of a threat, but I think it probably is because they didn't fire at us quick enough. And all these ones on the side kind of got hit within the first few volleys. And then same with this guy up here. Although I don't think this guy ever moved because it continued to aim straight up. So, but anyways, let's move in and do the capturing stuff because we need to capture the grid here. And it's not too hard to do. We just need to go and mine the blocks that need to get mined. Starting with this block over here on the right. Then we'll go ahead and get this one right here in the middle. And then this one right here on the left. Energy's a little bit low. I think they're gonna want us to do beds after that. Let's see. Yep, all the beds over here. We have more beds back there actually. I didn't even realize there were some over there. Oh, this is the captain's room, right? Yes.
Inventory.
Okay, there we go. And then I believe it's just gonna be the turrets, right? Yep, we have an interior turret right there. That's the one that didn't shoot at us. And then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 turrets on the side there that we need to take out. So here goes this interior turret.
Inventory full. Your health is critical.
Uh-oh, that's not good. All right, back over to the AMG Snowstorm for a second. Oh, we have no health. Ah! On the doorstep of the snowstorm. Oh, I can't believe it. And there I am. All right, let's get all of our stuff there. The port door is having trouble closing. All right, just a couple weapons. So we have an assault cannon, an artillery, and then some other stuff, which are all in pink. So I'm just gonna go over here and grind them down from this side. These are ship-v-ship weapons, so they're not really gonna shoot at me. Those might. I don't know. It really depends what they are. I think that's just another assault cannon though, so I don't think it's gonna shoot at me. It's a little too pink. All right, and then the last one's gonna be this rocket type 2. And again, it's not gonna shoot at me. It's just a ship-v-ship weapon. Okay, so the ship might be mine at this stage. Let's see. I go over to here. Yes, the ship is mine. All right. Wow, that was a fun little encounter. I liked it. I thought that was really good. Now, I wasn't the one who made this encounter, by the way. So with the Trade HQ, I talked about how I was the one who made that, and I made it, you know, half a year before I did it, so that I had to like forget about it and hopefully go in as blind as I possibly could. But then I wanted a couple people to do encounters for me if they wanted to. You know, people who, you know, might have a creative mind or anything like that who want to do something like this. And this is the first one of those. So this is a member in our Discord that actually made this encounter, and that member is going to be Karma Knight. I had to double check to make sure I had the right person, but yes, this was Karma Knight who created this encounter, meaning I did go in blind, and it was really fun. I thought this was a really good encounter. Very good job. Again, anyone is interested in doing something like this, please check the Discord link in the description, and you can join our encounters channel, and you are welcome to create, you know, this I would say is more of a medium encounter, but you can create small encounters, medium encounters, or even work on a collaborative large encounter, or really whatever you want to do that'll be featured in this series. So thank you very much to Karma Knight for putting this one together, and yeah, let's go ahead and check what we have for loot. So we have our gravel right there. I want to try and put everything, actually, let's see what's in here, because this is a large cargo. Ooh, okay, some uranium, some artillery, some assault cannon, little bit of, yeah, laying ammo, and rockets, which makes sense because they did have rockets on board this guy. I don't see any railgun sabos, but they might have some on board the ship somewhere as well. We do have all this stuff in here because this is where I was putting all my stuff, so I could consolidate it all. Let's go ahead and throw it in here, just that it's all kind of in this, the same area. And I don't really need my weapon anymore, but... So I'm thinking what ended up happening at this space is kind of the same thing that happened to the Trade HQ. I'm thinking these Armageddon engineers attacked this. It seems like they used some sort of teleportation thing and managed to teleport on this ship. But either way, the people who were here, including these yellow engineers and the grayer engineers that we saw toward the front, really did a good job of holding this place off. In fact, right there, that was just an elite welder. Very nice. Wow, that's good. I love an elite welder. But they did a pretty darn good job holding these guys off. You see a lot of downed red engineers lying around, and that's always a good sight when you're defending a base. But anyways, let's keep looking through this thing to see what we've got for loot as well. Maybe I'll take down this guy right here. What about toward the back over here? I know we had a weapons container. Yep, we do have a couple weapons, MR30E, MR50. A little bit more med stuff. I'll get the med bay functioning again here. Cryo room as well. Does anything go in a cryo room? I guess you can put things in there, but I imagine a lot of time there's not stuff there. Moving toward the back of the ship, this just goes out. I don't think there's anything else that goes around, but we do have the back of the ship right there. And then the side of the ship right here. Yeah, that'd be the med room over there. Ooh, I love this. I love the greebling that Karma Knight has done right here. This looks really good. Especially for a ship that has railguns, which this ship had 1, 2, 3, 4 railguns, as well as a couple of these guys right here, rocket launchers. So for a ship that has all this stuff, I love the line light look right there. Looks very nice. All right, back down to the science area. Of course, we do have a couple things here, including our organic, which I don't really know what that is exactly in Space Engineers. Like, am I gonna die if I touch this organic? I don't know. Let's move down here. I'm again putting all my stuff inside this guy. Organic, not craftable. I wonder how one finds organic. Is that found maybe on the alien planet? I genuinely have never seen organic in Space Engineers. Oh, the Pro 1. I had forgotten about that already. Very nice. I love me a Pro 1. Okay, let's get in there. I don't think there was anything in here. And then in here we had the captain's weapon, and we had the captain's chair. Didn't have anything. We have the captain's bed, which didn't have anything. And then we have the captain's lockers. That's power kits. Alrighty, I think I've gotten everything and put it inside here. So this is going to end up being everything that we got from this ship in loot form. So a lot of the weapons we collected from the bodies that were lying around and stuff like that. But we ended up getting quite a bit of uranium, which is probably the big thing of loot on this ship here, as well as quite a few assault cannon shells and artillery shells, which we could certainly use. A little bit of organic. Not really sure what I'm going to do with that, but we have it. Hopefully it's not like the Alien, the movie, Alien Isolation, the game. Kind of organic, but yeah, we have it. Got some Glencola Pro 1. We got the captain's logs here to find out what happened. And yeah, I think more than anything, we have a trail. We have a trail essentially of this Armageddon faction doing these to more people than just that trade HQ. So it seems like they are a bit of a plague of this solar system. But anyways, flying around to the outside of the ship, this is what we conquered. It seemed like it was a bit disabled, or the red engineers didn't know how to fly it or anything, although I think it did fire a couple weapons. I'm not 100% sure. Definitely could have put up more of a fight on the outside though. But yeah, again, huge thank you to Karma Knight for creating that encounter right there. And I think that's pretty much going to be the end of this one. What we're going to end up doing is taking a lot of the stuff from this ship and putting it on this ship. So things like maybe some of these ion thrusters. I don't think we're going to put ion thrusters on the Snowstorm, but well, I mean, we could. Well, we could. Hang on now. Yeah, what we could do, I'll think about this. We could end up making an altered version of the Snowstorm that's got a couple ion thrusters, because currently we are doing a lot of space travel, and having those ion thrusters would be really good for when we're out of hydrogen or anything like that. So maybe grabbing a couple of these ion thrusters, building like some sort of wing up here or something like that would do some good. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comments below. We're obviously not going to spend the next, well, I say obviously, but maybe it's not too obvious. We're not going to spend the next 10 episodes working on the AMG Snowstorm like we would have done in the last season. So if we do any modifications, it's really going to be a small thing where we would just maybe add a couple things that we're missing onto the ship or anything like that. But yeah, actually, here we go. Second opportunity. We've got the railguns right here. Might as well stick some railguns on the AMG Snowstorm. I think that would help out a lot. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed that one, please go ahead and hit the like button. Put your comments and your suggestions down below in the comment section. If you'd like to join the Discord, maybe do some encounters like this if you have any ideas. Or actually, you don't even have to do the encounter. If you just have a couple of ideas that you'd want to see done, maybe you can put those in the Discord as well. And maybe some of the people who are more interested in making encounters will take that and run with it. So really, however you want to be creative, I think you can. You can find a way to do it. But anyway, yeah, that is the end of this one. If you'd like to, if you're not subscribed yet, first of all, please think about hitting that subscribe button. There's just a little red button down there, and if you hit it, you'll turn it gray. I think it still does that. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you can check for me. But anyways, if you'd like to become a YouTube member or a patron, there are links below in the description where you can enter your name in the end credits right here. You can get early access to videos, and you might even get a shout out at the end of the video for some of the tiers. So the people we're going to shout out at the end of this one are going to be Joshua Wilson, Tyler Hedstrom, and Stellaris Ignis. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you everyone who's watching these for your support as well. It really does mean a lot. And with that, I'll see you in the next episode of Space Engineers. Oh, the prototech drill. Space Engineers Survival.